Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 26, and this is, since I am getting ready for my vacation, I am preparing for my coloring projects. I already talked about the first weekend. We're going to be gone for a week, so spanning 2 weekends, that I will be going to a card crafting event in North Carolina. And then the rest of the week, my husband and I are going to drive around, look at fall colors, play a lot of disc golf because there's great courses in North Carolina. And then, of course, there'll be our downtime where we will be playing our computer games, not online computer games, because where we're staying, it's 1,000 Trails Forest Lake, 1,000 Trails in North Carolina, north of Charlotte. We're not sure whether we'll have internet or not. We're staying in a cabin. So we're ready with standalone computer games, and then of course I need to get ready for my coloring. So I have 2 ways that I travel with my coloring projects. This is my smaller footprint, and probably what I will bring it. I have 2 of these 3-ring binders. They are, if you look at it this way, they have a small pencil pen holder here that snaps open, and I got these off of Amazon. I don't think they were very expensive. They have the clipboard on the outside, and then on the inside is a bunch of space for your different project materials. So I also have an art bin one that is also it's even bigger than this, so I probably won't bring it. It's very sturdy. It has room enough for putting in, it has its own insert. This insert I'll talk about in a minute, but it has an insert like this that's part of it that you can, has the little individual elastic bands for putting in markers and pencils. And then it has room on the right to put your papers, your expensive papers, and then it has a clipboard on the outside and a clipboard on the inside. I don't really know that I would ever use the clipboard on the inside, but I won't be bringing that one. And that one I got from Dick Blick, I think. All right, so for this particular trip, I am still preparing for my coloring group that I want to kick off in November. And again, the Praying 50 is going to be my, everybody who comes to the class will get a set of 50. I've already showed you some of my fun Temu containers that I plan on having each of the sets of pencils in. I think I have 16 total sets, so 15 for other people to come, and then my own set, number 16, right here. And this particular 3-ring 50 slot pencil holder, this is actually a set. I'm short. If it is 50, it is 50. So it's 52 that you get. So it must be that it's 26 loops, which is pretty standard per side. So basically this particular setup is called U-Shares, all one word. They're on Amazon, and I picked the green. It comes with either a black or a green panel, I'll call it, and then there's, for $44.92, is the actual pencil case, and it has 200 plus 16 slots pencil case. So it looks like it comes with 4 panels as part of it. I wasn't really interested in buying the case. I just wanted these panels to put in my lesson binder. And then I just now was testing whether or not I could easily bring this with me by just putting it in the case and closing it, and it fits perfectly. So $44.92 is the 200 pencil case. It zips closed. But it does have the 3 rings. So if you wanted to put sleeve protected, like coloring projects, I'm just going to grab my Color, one of my videos I need to do. Here's the Artex, which we've already done. So these protectors can fit in that case with the pencils with the 3 holes. So that's a nice optional way of bringing along pencils as well as projects, coloring pages that are protected in sleeves. And I will have the link to this, I will create on my Amazon shop this episode, which is 26, with the items I'm discussing here that are for sure from Amazon. So in addition, you'll notice that my prangs are all labeled a little bit differently. That's because I need to get all of the pencils numbered in color order, because people who are using these aren't going to know color order. So they're going to pull these out and they're going to be sitting on the desk, or they'll have them. I already showed you my collapsible round storage that I get from the Dollar Tree. So they're going to have these out, and then they're going to need to be put away at the end of a class. And so I want to have these numbers along, and as well as which set number. So I might be overthinking this, in that when I create these sets of 50, it would be nice if I went ahead and colored them. So my set is not colored, but the subsequent sets of 2 through 16 will be colored to coordinate with whatever case they live in, and so that they can all get bundled up together very quickly after a class. I'm going to not put that burden on the people coming to enjoy their coloring session. I will likely be cleaning up after them, so I'm trying to anticipate what I would need to do to make my life easier at the end of a coloring group session. So these numbers here that are very small are my new extra strong adhesive TZE brother tape. And I'm seeing that, like, this one, it isn't sticking too well. And part of the problem is I've already had 2 or 3 different stickers stuck to these, and I keep changing them up in groups of like 10, although this is a group of 20. And so mine are getting kind of worn. And I also am trying not to touch them, because of course when you get your finger oils on them, they don't stick as good. So this set of numbers here are current favorites. They're doing really well. These all have been floating around in my space, getting used. Yesterday I had a long doctor appointment, like a test that he was having done, and I brought this whole thing with me, so these have been moved around. And this right now, like I said, is a candidate for the class pencils. You'll see this particular one is peeling up. I tried to keep the tails pretty long. I wanted to wrap them all the way around, and not all of them are perfect. So I think I've kind of settled on it's not going to be perfect. Whether or not you have extra strong adhesive or not extra strong adhesive, it's just going to vary greatly, and I will have to just live with whatever they're doing. So another test was this way, which is lengthwise, so they don't have to wrap around a circle, they just have to curve. And I can feel that most of them are only glued in the center, and they're sticking up where they should be curved. So I'm not too fond of this style, as well as the wraparound style. But I do like that I can see the number of the pencil as well as the set number quite nicely. So the jury is still out. I have not made a determination. I will be bringing this set with me on my travels for vacation, and I will leave these different setups the way they are. These actually are an older, there's no glossy finish, it's not vinyl. These here have vinyl, and I had to put a fixative on them because I have an inkjet printer, not a laser printer, so the numbers are gonna rub off if I'm not careful I'm seeing that I must have put enough of the fixative on the ones that I applied this way. So that's good. That is a win. And from there, I will just keep monitoring my test here. And this particular one I might have touched with my finger because the others seem to be sticking pretty well. The other thing you will notice is that I cut the square ends off of all of my labels. Every single label that I make, which I love my labels, I cut the ends off to help adhering. I learned that from my father-in-law. So my cuts aren't always straight, but I just try to make sure there isn't a squared off end on a label that on any size, small, medium, or large. So that is this particular piece of storage that I did not get from Temu. So since my previous video of 13 different cases was only Temu cases, I did not share this particular style. And so far I'm really liking it. If I could afford this for my class pencils, I would definitely buy 16 of these. It would be great. It would be so much easier. However, price-wise, I think my pencil cases from Temu were $1 to $3 a piece, and then like 1 or 2 I spent $4 on. This case was $8.99, and you could, I wanted the green because that's my favorite color. The black is $8.20 right now, and I just could not afford that. So I will be bringing my prangs because I have my lesson sheets. Here are some lessons that I haven't really done anything with. So I need to pre-plan for the first, it's going to be classes probably every other week for 3 hours, where the first they'll have a lesson with me and then they can just color any way they want, and I'll help them any way they would like to get helped. And they will have this lesson sheet that they can color in, and then I'll have other coloring pages for them. So this particular coloring sheet is from Power Poppy, which is it's digital artwork. They also, I believe you can get stamps from Power Poppy, but I was at the time testing out digital artwork for my cards, and so I bought a variety of stamps from them. They also come into colors black or gray, and this is the grayscale. I always like to minimize my lines, so I've printed some of these lessons in gray and some of them in black, as you will see. So this one I need to prepare. I'm going to have pre-done this bottom one, just like my frogs. The bottom one is the most elaborate colored one, kind of a realism type style of coloring on the bottom left. So I will have that pre-colored in, and then I will, with them watching, I will be doing some different techniques to help them get started, and then they will have their sheet that they can then fill in. And I will have mine filled in for reference for people to look at. So this is a Power Poppy I need to finish. This is from Ruby Charms. She is the one who drew those lovely frogs. So I want to get one of these set up this is a free downloadable. I have some mandalas. These are all free mandalas from some mandala site. I don't have a reference to it, but I will be having in the lessons the list of references. I just don't have it handy. So I have colored like a quadrant of each of the 3. I have not even started the 4th one, so I need to do some work for this lesson style where I go over different coloring options for things like mandalas, like repeat patterns, and getting your shadows using flicking versus smooth blending, all of this using the prangs. So then my last one here, this is again a Power Poppy floral in the gray, and I have finished, I picked my colors, and I have finished coloring this in a certain style that I will then teach to students, and then there will be simpler versions if they want to do a more simple version. So these I am going to bring with me on vacation. I then think I am going to bring my Castle Arts Golds. They are an oil-based pencil. I have not spent a lot of time with them, so I want to bring those and one other set. They come in their own case, and I will possibly grab some more lesson sheets like these, or even a couple of full-size sheets. These are printed. I print them smaller so that people aren't intimidated by the size of a very large full 8.5 by 11 coloring page. So I might pick a coloring page or two that are full size to play with. And then the second set I am thinking of playing with is the Amazon Basics, which I have not spent a lot of time coloring with. And I'm choosing sets that with my frogs that I've been doing and sharing with you guys as I get swatched, because I swatched my Castle Arts a while ago. So I'm trying to kind of like circle back to sets that I want to get to know more and have an opinion on, so that as people come to classes and I share the different price points and the different set options for them and what I think of them, because everybody's different. Somebody might want to practice with them and they might love them, and I might just think they're okay. So that is my travel setup, and of course when I get back I will share all of the projects that I did, as well as my opinions on the sets that I played with. And what's ironic to me about these prangs, for the $1.25 that I paid for them, if I go back to the flowers that I did in the wrapping, I really think that I thought it came out really great. And I have been using the Polychromos lately, Color Artex, Spearer Farben, and Starjoy Gold. And then when I come back to these pencils every time, because they're kind of a pencil I'm going to be using, every week I will be using them. And I know that they're a little bit harder to get the depth of pigment that you see here. You do have to work them a little bit. I will say that I didn't use a blender, but I did pull C number 44 here is the white. And when I was done with an area, I did go over with white to get this pretty vibrant, deep color that for a set of 50 pencils for $1.25, you wouldn't think that they could come out nice and vibrant like this. And I don't think that it's really all that much work, though I do have one set of the 6 that I've been using recently that were after using the others. And then when I hit this one set that's going to be in a different video, I was amazed at how easy they were. So I do feel that these prangs are still perfectly serviceable. They do put out a nice finished picture. If all I wanted to do was relax and just have a nice mindful coloring experience without costly materials, these are definitely the way to go. Pretty amazing. So that is all I've got for episode 26. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about my travel setup, feel free to leave your comment on the video, and I will again update my thoughts on what my projects that I do. I will share them all with you when I return. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for any new subs, and share again my channel with any of your coloring friends that you think would appreciate and enjoy the content that I am sharing. And as always, thanks for watching.